Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the barrel roll.
Stop just in time.
Post.
It's up there.
Post credit
It's
show.
floating in the air.
Ooh.
No, it's on our fancy green screen.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is the realest.
Wow.
This
With
is
nature sounds,
This
too.
is the realest of green
We got
screens,
sound
guys.
effects.
The realest of green screens. You'll never see a realer green screen than this.
Nope.
Sound effects.
So it's like we're really here, guys.
We had woodpeckers the other day up there.
That's
Sweet.
squirrels.
In your house?
No, like on the telephone pole. He was attacking the
Attack the
power
pole. Attack the pole.
That's not a good thing.
Well, not the wires, the like
I don't
pole.
think of woodpeckers that stupid.
Well, you don't know.
You would
So-
learn after the first peck.
Because he'd be dead.
He was like, oh, it's a woodpecker. All of a sudden, peck flies that way.
It's
just
on.
like-
It's partially on fire.
We are horrible people. I'm also going to get rid of the logo floating in the air.
Welcome to the barrel roll post
It
credit
just looks
show.
awkward. The other one was a little bit more see-through. Yes.
We talk about games we played,
Stuff.
movies we watched, stuff. We do talk about stuff. That is accurate. That is an accurate representation of what we do here.
General stroke. That's what we do.
General stroke. That's our post credit show motion now.
That should just be the intro. We have to remake the whole
shit.
the song with us just.
And he's the pan.
Every single one of
That's what
us.
we're gonna use the drone camera for. Is a camera panning away from us as we do this.
There you go.
Yes.
See, there are so many options to having a drone.
But it's just it's endless, but not needed.
I know that's. We go shopping. So we're at Costco and they had a drone that one time. I sent you the picture because it was like $100.
No, it's fair. It's valid.
So I'm sitting there going, well, that's not bad. And my wife looks at me, what are you going to do with that? And I'm like, can you imagine the camera angles we could get for the show? And she's just like,
no.
you
Why?
don't need it. And I'm like, yeah, but think about
Yes, I do.
But really,
because in my brain, too, I'm like, oh, man, like, we could actually have someone, like, we could do, like, an on-location show. So show, like, you know, the car driving with the drone flying and actually
we could do
getting,
Pokemon
like,
Go stuff.
We could
could-
totally do Pokemon Go stuff. And I mean, it
So
wouldn't be
one
live.
person's operating the drone and then
And the other
at the
person-
same time.
Yeah, and they could follow the person as they're walking to the
Well,
gym
and honestly,
or whatever.
like a drone, once you get it in position,
It stays.
we can just sit there and be.
Yeah.
It's essentially just a mobile
This.
camera.
Yeah.
We already do it. We could all of a sudden just be like,
You would
I can go
need-
click, click, and the camera will go.
And some of the nicer ones actually will follow you.
Yeah,
too.
you can get those ones. Like snowboarders use those.
Yeah, like I think
We
those
don't
are like
need a
the.
drone.
I know.
Those
I know we
ones-
don't need one.
Those ones cost a little bit more than $100.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. Those ones are like $500, $600.
I'm with your wife on that.
Yeah, well, I am too in the long run. Like,
Yes.
let's face it.
That's
She's the voice of reason. Where I'm like, ooh, and she's like, no, and you're like, okay.
Fine.
Is that what a relationship is then? Yeah, it is.
Well,
Yeah,
and it's
that
actually
is.
funny because, like, you know, the Nintendo Switch comes out, and she's like, well, what does this one do? And I explain it, and she goes, oh, that sounds nice. You'll have fun with that. And it's like, because she knows I'm getting it.
I'm not talking about it.
But where there's a drone involved, she's like, what are we gonna do with the drone? Is it just gonna sit in the house? What's it gonna
It
do?
probably
And you're like,
would.
Yeah.
It probably would.
You're right. Voice of
Tease the
reason.
dog.
Like, huh?
Tease the dog.
Yeah.
No, I don't think dogs will react to drones that way though.
You can find out. Apparently, I'm getting one soon. So
Yay! So, let's talk.
either way, let's talk about other stuff.
Experiences.
Let's talk stuff.
We were talking about experience. I was talking about shopping at Costco.
Stuff.
That was a long time ago though. Hey,
Stuff.
That was. I
Yes.
bought trees.
about trees, you can't see them.
We thought about putting them in the background.
Thought about
Yeah.
it. Didn't do it.
No, we should have just put one right here. One.
It's a tree.
Okay, I can go first because mine are
Sure.
Go for it.
fairly quick.
Go ahead. Go crazy.
I've been playing the report card program.
How's that?
Sounds-
How does that work?
Sounds exciting.
Super exciting.
How do you win?
You finish them all
Without any.
without any
Come
spelling
back.
errors or having them
Oh, that's
come
coming
back from
back.
the principal's office. You know what? Being a teacher, just saying this quickly, getting called to the principal's office, still scary.
Yeah.
Your name goes over the PA system, and you're like, oh man. But instead of like Nicholas Chevalier,
It's Mr.
please come down.
Chevalier.
It's Mr. Chevalier, please come down to the office. And you're like, what did I do? 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 So yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing, which is why I had a pretty lax week of stuff.
That makes sense.
I've barely gotten any time for arms in. To do ranked battles, I was like, oh, I'll test my might in the ranked matches. You had to beat a Grand Prix of level whatever, like I think level 4.
Yeah.
So I'm working my way through that, but it's like
So
I do
is
a couple matches.
Is
and
there
you're
a
just-
story mode in ARMS or no?
It's
There's
kind of
a
just a
Grand Prix.
Oh,
yeah,
so it's like a
it's-
Mario Kart kind of thing. Then?
but there's a news report guy over top of it going like,
Is it the same one that they had at the Direct? Is it the same voice actor for
I don't
used this? Because I loved the really cheesy voice.
it's
actor.
cheesy, it's bad, like
Good.
it's
Good.
yeah.
Good.
So yeah, no, I have to beat the level 4 of that to get into ranked matches, and then that kind of faltered on that one. Dragon Ball Fusion, I've been playing here and there on my 3DS, which I got on sale the other week when it was on sale.
The E3 sale.
And that one actually makes me laugh now because I've gotten to a point in the game where Bulma has created an armband that you put on, and you can fuse with anyone else pretty much. So your character can fuse
her?
with every other character in the game,
Cool trick.
and there's like 100 and some characters in this game. So you can fuse with any of them. So like if I fuse with a Namek, all of a sudden it's like my character and like turned green essentially.
Oh, so is it custom artwork for everyone that you fused it with, or
Not quite. So, because they all have some kind of different clothing or different eyes or different. So, like, eventually it'll probably double up on some of them. But I ended up unlocking Young Gohan, and he can only fuse. I forgot who he could fuse with, but one of them was Young Trunks.
Yeah.
But Trunks was already fused with Goten to make
Go Tanks.
Gotenks. And I'm like, oh, Gotenks can go with other people, so I'm gonna, like, I'll fuse Gohan with Trunks. And then I ended up fusing myself with Goten.
Yeah.
So I'm still just Nick. Like, you retain your character essentially, but he's just more juiced up. But I was a human character with black spiky hair. I now have a like gold strike or gold strip straight through like the middle essentially
That's
because it's
pretty
Super Saiyan Goten. And then my hair, and I'm like, I am a badass. The story's really wonky because it's an alternate dimension. So Cell and Frieza have actually teamed up.
That's
Oh.
what that
Terrifying.
that's can only end well.
And they've introduced in this game 5-person fusions. The Ginyu Force teaches
you
you a
can.
5-person fusion
You can.
because your team is 5 people.
yeah.
So when we fuse, if it's like the Namek that starts it, it turns into like a giant Namek that like starts beating on everybody on the map. If it's a female, it'll be a female like fusion like goddess that shows up and starts beating the crap out of everybody on the
And
map.
end of the story is beating.
And
out
it
of-
continues
It's like
forward
Dragon
with
Ball.
everybody else. So like Majin Buu, it'll turn into like a giant like Majin character who just beats the junk out of everybody on the screen.
the secret is that he's not actually pink at that point. He's
Yeah.
like-
So
he's
what
like
ends up
blue or something.
what ends up actually happening is your friend and you at the beginning of the game wish for the ultimate tournament, get sucked into this alternate universe that is not actually Shenron's doing, it's someone else's doing from a different part of the Dragon Ball universe that has never made its way to America.
Okay.
So like it's Japanese characters
Yeah.
that you're like, who?
I
Like it
love
looks like
I love it when developers do that.
it was so awesome, and like the characters swear in this game, like it is out of Japan and translated.
Yeah.
So I'm like, sweet, because Goten's like, how are we gonna like, why are we putting up with this crap? And I'm like, Goten, you are like 10 years old. Stop this right now. So yeah, he starts like, so that part, but like there's this Anubis-looking character almost that pops up, and he's like a god character.
Oh,
of
he's
some
from the
kind.
new
It's
Dragon
from
Ball
Super.
Super.
Yeah.
Could be from Super.
It is-
They've
it is.
done a lot of.
Yeah, and that guy's actually super strong.
Yeah, so he's like created this entire tournament essentially, and him and Goku were actually talking because it was like we were gonna form a team and beat like the strongest 5 and go after them because Goku's like buddies with him.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
either
'cause
way,
it happens in the movie.
your buddy and you make separate teams because you want to face off at the end of this tournament to see who's the strongest. So he finds 2 like regular plebes, and then the other people he fills out his roster with are Frieza and Cell.
Of course.
So when they do a 5-person fusion, all of a sudden there's a battle of like whose brain takes over. Of this like super powerful like
Is Frieza gold
demon
yet in
beast.
this?
No.
Okay, yeah, he becomes gold.
So yeah, no, it's a pretty cool game, but now it's just trying to like essentially catch people because you have to scout people by beating them in battle in a certain way. And once you get them, you can fuse them with other people because everybody else only has certain fusions they can do. So like Chaozu can only fuse with a Cyberman
Okay.
because they become pretty much like the expert in exploding themselves to death. So like I'm sitting there with some of my characters like, oh, I want to juice you up, but to juice them up I need like this character. So I have to fly around the map until I find that character essentially in a fight and then scout that character and then I can fuse them. And they have to be certain levels to actually fuse and all this other stuff. So it gets pretty complicated, but the team's pretty jacked right now, just saying. Other than that, I finally watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
It's a decent movie.
It was a decent movie.
It wasn't the world's greatest Harry Potter themed movie, but
Well, it's going to be a different.
yeah,
and that was
it
my
is.
thing in my mind. It was definitely more adult,
Oh yes.
which I liked. I loved all of the American Wizard stuff that they started throwing in because we've never had that piece of it before in
No.
the books. We've only ever had like, oh, this is
They've only made mention of it once or twice.
right, and you don't really hear anything. Like he gets off the boat and it's like, did you catch that nomad? And you're like,
Yes.
yeah, what?
Yeah. Well,
And then he's using the term muggle, and she's like nomad, and they can't like interbreed or anything like that. The human character I absolutely loved in that whole film.
yes.
Because I'm like, you're perfect. You're the guy who knows absolutely nothing.
He's how I would react in this
in
world.
this, in this
universe.
exact situation. You or me.
Magic's
this is
awesome,
perfect.
guys. Magic's great.
Yeah, and then I think the Fantastic Beasts part was very cool. Like,
Yes.
he's going to be a very cool character to carry forward. Like, when they say, 4 or 5 more movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know if the next movie will be based around him though. He might be a
They
side.
could, the way it ended.
they could.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And I found it very funny in the end. I'm not going to say exactly what happens.
I
but
feel like it's a long.
it's a long enough time, but I'm
yeah.
still not going to name names. But like one character turns into another
Yes.
person, and it just made me laugh because they've already done that in a different movie.
Which one?
Oh,
The one that was first starring
Yes.
Heath Ledger,
it has Doctor Who guy in it.
and yeah, there was a bunch of people in it, and it ended up being Heath
Oh.
Ledger died,
Yeah.
Oh,
and different people had to take on his role. So every time he went into different universes, essentially, he would change from one actor to another.
So Doctor Who.
Essentially, but it was so I forgot what it was called, but the two of them were both in that movie playing the same character at different points in the movie. So when Colin Farrell starts to like shift, I'm just like, and then because I kind of knew what was coming because I knew the other guy was in the movie. I'm like, oh, that's just funny. I forgot what that movie was called now.
yeah. So it was Heath Ledger's last movie.
It was Heath Ledger's last. Like that was his. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
to
his
the
last-
IMDb.
I thought his last movie was like a parkour movie.
No, that you're thinking of
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. Yeah.
Heath.
But yeah, no, Fantastic Beasts, good movie.
It was a good movie. I was
Yeah,
very
I'd-
impressed.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with it, and I'm sitting there, and it's funny because I'm reading the first Harry Potter book in my classroom right now.
Yeah.
So we just got to Harry Potter's school list, and on his school list of books, one of the last books is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and like half my kids were like,
What is that? Oh, that sounds familiar.
"That's a movie.
Yeah.
Didn't they make a movie?" And I'm like, "Yes, they've made a movie based off one of his textbooks," and they're like, "Whoa."
So meta.
They're just like, they what? And I'm like, I was afraid when that movie first got announced because they released the book. I remember it. I have it downstairs. It's
I have it too.
Like that big.
It's not actually a book.
No, it was just a.
It's
it was
literally a recreation of the textbook.
the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Oh, that movie, yes.
Yeah.
That was a weird one. They finished it well considering how he died a quarter way through it into filming it. But yes, either way. So I watched that. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then I started watching last night. It came out, Glow.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that the one with
Alison Brie.
Is a
She's
wrestler
a
or something?
wrestler in the 80s?
Yeah, something like that. It looked like 80s.
How was that?
80s. Good. Odd, because like she's an actress trying to get roles in movies, and all the roles she's being called for are secretary and this and that, because obviously like
80s.
females weren't like
Yeah.
huge leading parts. So her agent essentially gets her a job for this tryout who they want like unusual women sort of thing, and she's such a headstrong woman who wants like leading roles that she goes to this one, and that's why they call her. And yes, it's for Glow, which is gorgeous ladies of wrestling,
Yeah.
is what Glow stands for.
That's excellent.
And so the director has one idea for the story, essentially, where it's like actually a full-blown like narrative,
Yeah.
and then the producer comes in and he's like, no, I want wrestling. Like Hulk Hogan comes into the thing. He doesn't need a story. He's just mad at this guy for like no particular reason. He's like, look, you have an Asian, make her Asian. Like, she's clearly a samurai or something. Like, this is how wrestling works, and the director's trying to make like actual art,
Yeah.
and the producer's just like, no, this is wrestling.
Why not both, guys?
And that's kind of where I think the story's going to end up leading, is that they are going to make a story out of it.
But it's gonna be so goofy.
But it's
Like
so
like a real wrestling.
Yeah.
kind of. So yeah, even some of the wrestling bits that they've, because right now they're all training.
Yeah.
But some of the wrestling bits that are in like the director's mind when he sees the show starting to form are just like so bad. And the last part of this one, which is kind of like the you know, the reason that most of the internet is watching this, is Alice and Brie topless.
Really, eh?
First episode
Well,
too, in like the first 10 minutes.
I know
on,
my
hold
next show.
Netflix on phone now, apparently.
I've never done this before, but now's the time.
Interesting.
Yeah, which was, it was like,
Bold.
well, because I'm like,
Let's feed the fanboys.
essentially that's pretty much what I figured it was. It was like, Allison, we know how we can get every person to watch this show, but we need you to do something.
Show your boob.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you?
So yeah, no, that was part of it. Yeah, so far I've gotten through 3 or 4 episodes of it.
Yeah.
Good show, and I'm not sure if they're an hour long or half an. Like I got into a state where I was just kind of watching them.
You get into those
Good
funks.
type of shows.
Yeah, like I was watching, and it ends at most of them end at kind of a cliffhanger. So you're like, okay, I'll watch the next one.
That's how Netflix's formula is right now. So
And they're good at it.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'll keep binge watching.
And I think with them, they need to do the whole cliffhanger bit because they need to guarantee people watching the next one.
Sure. Or
Whereas-
just make an 8-hour episode.
Yeah.
It's only 1 episode this season, but it's 8 hours long. It's okay.
Okay, the Sherlock.
I don't even have to like. I don't even have to hit next episode. I can just keep watching.
It's like watching Sherlock. It just keeps going.
Just keeps going and going and going and going and going. But yeah, that's pretty much. I tried Secret World because the update came out for that Secret World game.
Oh yeah.
It still plays exactly like it used to.
Mm-hmm.
They
Just
haven't
no
updated the
online.
graphics at all. It's still online. I was running into people.
Oh.
So
Burn your phone.
Burn the mosquito.
So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's been updated in that game. I also installed a bunch of games, preparing myself.
I know what you're talking about.
Because in 5 days,
Yeah, you're locking yourself in your house.
with a new dog, after I dig some holes for those trees, and paint the landing, and
Adult.
things. So, we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much. I'm preparing myself for stuff. And at the same time, we're kind of preparing too, because this is now more of an official-ish type thing. But coming in the next few weeks, we'll be doing something with another YouTube channel. So
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start prepping for that with some
I don't
backgrounds.
I don't
and
think we're
stuff,
gonna
too.
need to worry too much about it. It sounds like what our collaboration will be. It's gonna be pretty automatic.
Yeah. Oh dear. Camera's doing things. Camera's doing
Because
things.
the lights shifted.
Yeah.
The green screen shifted a little.
The sun is behind the clouds.
You're probably actually exactly right.
I know. I
It
usually
is.
am, but people don't listen to me.
Sorry, Chris.
Anywho.
So
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Jump in.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
okay. Stop turning toward yourself. And me. He's actually gonna burn the mosquito.
Yeah. Die mosquitoes.
Okay, turn you down a little bit more.
Sun's coming back out.
Sun's getting real low. No, it's not. It's actually getting higher. So, what have you been up to?
Can I still talk?
Yes.
The audio will work.
The audio is
I don't know,
working.
The director is telling me to
The
stop.
director's telling you to.
Go.
The other director's saying go. What do you do?
Listen to the fire.
This is the guy with the flame. Okay, we're good.
I
Technical
watched
difficulty.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh.
Yeah, you too. Hey.
Yeah.
How did you like it? Better,
It wasn't terrible.
better than the last one, but
Yeah, it's
not
definitely better than the
better
first.
than-
The
better than-
last one.
better than the last one, but still not as good as the first. Was my prognosis of that film.
Yeah, it was very mixed. I don't know. It was an okay movie.
Yeah,
It was-
I'm okay. I love that franchise just as much as anyone else did. But
There was-
the fourth movie was just.
There was a little
eh.
twist that I guess I should have seen coming. I've seen so many movies.
Are you talking about like the post-credit scene sequence?
No, that I'm a little confused at.
Hmm.
I don't know what they're planning to do with that.
Money. That's what they want. They want to forward think and make
No,
more
with
money.
what the reveal of one of the characters. And
I know.
I was a little surprised that they went that way with that myself.
Did you enjoy the young Johnny Depp though? In the trailers, have you seen there is a sequence where it does feature a younger Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
younger Jack Sparrow. So,
I
and
thought you were talking about the other actor.
yeah.
No, the other actor.
What are we talking about? I'm talking about the one where
They're showing the past of what
yes,
happened. Yeah.
yes, him.
It looked good.
Yeah, I would love to watch a movie with that character, with that actor. As that
I
character.
think Jack Sparrow has kind of run his course.
But like they've never really done a backstory or an origin
But that's
story.
better, though. In some cases, that's better than just leave that.
Really.
I did a thing.
What'd you do?
You caught something?
No, every time a video gets posted to our YouTube page now, it goes straight to our subreddit.
Sick. It's gonna be full.
Right.
It's gonna be full.
But
But yeah, did you enjoy it though?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was enjoyable. I don't know which way, if they're going to continue the series, I don't know which way they're going to go with it.
No, I think that
I think that's kind of half the point, though, of these last few. And even with Johnny Depp, they've been unsure if he's ever going to come back.
Money.
But he's poor now, so it's easy.
He
I
needs
feel
money.
like he would do it.
Yeah,
And
but like I said, I think Jack Sparrow's kind of run his course. Like, you've done so. How many things can he really do?
everything.
No.
That's the whole point to Jack
He-
Sparrow.
He's literally he's not even just a pirate. He's like a bard. He can do everything.
He mistakes his way into everything.
And then mistakes his way out of it.
Out of it.
This wasn't really. Oh yes, it was.
Yes,
He
it was.
bungles his
Yeah,
way
are you
into
kidding?
everything.
Are you
It
kidding?
took me.
Are you kidding? The scene in the bar where he
Yeah.
accidentally with the compass?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That
All
was-
his fault.
Everything is his fault.
Like this movie was more about Jack Sparrow being Jack Sparrow than the last one was.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the last one, that's what I was expecting when they cut, Keira Knightley out in Orlando Bloom, and you're like, hey,
More room for
give me Jack. Like, give me a full-on Jack movie, and it was just like,
more Johnny
characters.
Depp. Nope.
yeah, and all of a sudden it's like,
this
we're going to
one-
follow
this-
these people, and I'm like,
This one was kind of the same thing.
It was, but at the same time, like you felt like he was a captain, though.
Yeah.
Is the big thing? Like
Yeah.
last one, he was just a dude.
the last one, though, I think a lot of it, they did have to retcon 2 and 3 more than anything.
They did. They didn't even retcon it. They just like, straight up just ignored it.
Yeah.
Well, but, like, they had to get his ship back, and they had to do this, and they had to, like,
The bit with
they had to do a lot of that kind of stuff. So even if he wasn't a captain the whole time, they kind of had to set everything to 0 so they could make
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
the bit with the ship in the bottle. Great.
Yeah.
The way that scene ended up playing out, excellent.
I thought there were more
More what?
ships in a bottle.
Yeah, someone had him at the end of 4.
Yeah, like it was
Who had them?
Barbosa.
Did he?
Yeah,
I thought Gibbs ended up with them.
because Barbosa.
I thought Jack had them
No,
because he was talking about how to bring all these ships back. I think.
I feel like it
forgot.
was Barbosa because he would have controlled the seas.
Guess we'll have to watch the 4th one again.
I don't.
I'm confused.
No, thank you.
Either way,
Nope. Pass.
decent movie.
Good.
I might buy it when it comes out. Actually, I probably will. What am I talking about?
I'm not gonna buy
I'm
it.
gonna buy it.
I'm gonna find it.
I got Fantastic Beasts the other night on Google Play Movies because I'm like, I want to watch this, and renting a movie $6 and buying it's like what, 20?
25. Yeah. It's
So
still no. Sorry, it's 30 at Best Buy.
No, but like buying it on Google Play is
Oh,
like
20.
$22 or something.
Yeah, it's like $19 before GST.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I have all the other Harry Potter movies, whatever.
And it's worth it.
No.
And then
yes.
yeah, you watch it and go
That
like,
one's worth owning.
Woo! Nailed it.
Called.
And then I was playing some more Friday the 13th.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I die a lot.
that's the
That's the
point.
point of the
A
game.
lot. No, like really quick.
Have people been talking yet? Or are you still like in silence?
So is the-
There was a
rooms?
few guys that were talking, but
So
I
do the-
still wasn't.
So the PlayStation one, they don't
usually talk.
That's
Which
weird.
didn't help my situation that I got into, because there was a
Flicking your
person.
flashlight at people like,
No, there was a person that was running around fixing the car.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I found the keys.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm gonna wait till you fix this.
And then jack the car.
And then jack the
And
car.
it was a 2-seater, so the person got in, and I think they knew I had the keys. Because I was
As
just,
you're
kinda
just
waiting.
sitting by the car.
We went for about a 5-10 minute drive.
See, this is
And
where
Freddie didn't
microphones are
find you?
useful.
Oh, he did.
Or Jason,
but
rather?
I know
Jason
if
didn't find
if
you?
he got approached the car, he would just smash it. So every time I saw him, like, no, reverse.
Yep.
And he kept blocking the entrance on me, so I can't do anything.
Yeah, that's what.
Got to juke around them.
I can't.
Then you got to start driving away.
Wait for
When you
him
reach
to
the
phase.
halfway point, turn around again and drive back to the exit that you just left, because he'll, morph to the other side of the map.
Well, he did. He blocked me from one, and
Yeah.
then
what you do is-
I backed away.
Yeah.
I noticed he wasn't there, so
Yeah,
I
so-
drove straight again.
What you do is you.
But then
both
I
get
ran
out.
into a gate,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh, so I can't get through this. So yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah.
Reverse, trying to go follow the main road around.
Yeah, there's only 2 exits you can get out of in the car.
There was
What you do is you both get out of the car, and then you both run at the exit. Or Jason can only get one of you.
and the person I'm with,
The cops have to be at that exit.
and the person I'm with didn't have their headset on, so it's just 2 silent people. Just
See, and that doesn't help, because you can't read your map when you're driving.
I was just following the main road.
You can do that, but
But I imagine there's enough twists and turns.
there's not a lot of twists and turns. But honestly, if a person has a map, they can sit there going, "Okay, at the end of this road, hang a right." So you're anticipating that right turn. You're not getting to a fork in the road going, "Row."
Well, and then
Hold on, let me get out and look at my map.
Yeah,
I eventually die.
Yeah.
In that, and then we get back to kind of the menu, and the 3 or 4 guys that did have headphones. Did you see those guys driving around? They were just going for a drive.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yay!
See, that's the best part. And people were talking about that online the other day. That was kind of the fun part of Friday the 13th. Is once you've died, you can watch everybody, and you can commentate on it. So you sit there after and bullshit with people, because it's like, what the hell are they doing going back in there? They know the doors are gone.
Well,
So it's like watching a horror movie with your friends. Like, oh, look at them, they're making the dumb decision again to go through this thing.
Well, then what kind of happened when we first got in the car.
Mm-hmm.
There was another person, and I was like, okay, I couldn't tell if this was a 2-seater or 4-seater.
Yeah, color of the car determines
Orange.
that. Yeah.
So I saw the counselor come, and I wait, okay, get in. They couldn't
As
get
you're
in.
just
I'm like,
taunting him.
I'm like, well, I didn't know. Like, okay, so you can't get in. I was
As
like,
you have a mic.
And then Jason,
Dude, just get in. Dude, just get in.
And then you see Jason
Fuck you,
off
man.
in the distance, and I'm like, oh well, back up. And
Goodbye.
this person that was around us had their headset on, so they were like, drive away or he's gonna kill you. I'm like, okay, fine.
All right.
Drive
I got your
away.
blessing. Bye.
As you see in the distance, Jason kill him. Like, oh well, that's cool.
Yeah. Brian and I have found in that game, driving backwards, you go slower, but have more control over the car than when going forwards.
Yeah, I was
So-
I was kind of surprised by it.
Brian and I have both escaped driving backwards the entire way.
I should
That
have done
bad
that.
with the car, eh?
You confused Jason.
It's brutal. I actually had one guy I hopped in the car with, and he was driving, and he drove through the woods.
I tried that a couple times.
That's bold?
He started driving to
You
the
have
trees,
to just
and you're a passenger, so you're just like, oh my god. My life is now in this guy's hand. And he's headed towards a tree, and all of a sudden he's like, and I'm like, you made it around that tree, and I'm like, so you're sitting there pressing the button, like, dude, holy cow, and he's like, don't jinx me now. And then we got trapped by a boat. He didn't see a boat, and because it was there was a little hill, and there was a
Yeah.
boat, so all of a sudden he drove over the hill and into a rowboat, and that stopped the car.
Oh.
And then he tried backing up, and we were stuck in an Austin Powers loop where he couldn't get out, and we're both just like, so we're both out of the car, and then Jason shows up, and we're all on one side of the car in the boat, and then running around the car, and the Benny
There's
Hill
a Benny Hill
music
music?
starts, yeah, and it's like,
yeah. I can only imagine the other person I was in the passenger seat was saying about my driving.
Yeah,
I
that
did
was
the same
half I do.
because he kept cutting me off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go through the woods
Yeah.
a couple times, and I got stuck on something. And finally, I got caught on a rail, and
Yeah.
that's where he caught us. and smashed
some
it.
geometry.
Oh,
As soon as he
fine.
smashes, you can still start it again.
I tried before he got something, but
Oh,
he got me
he got you. Okay.
before
You
I
got the driver first. Go for the
Let's
driver
go
first.
for the driver first.
And
And
it-
suck him out through the window, and the other person's like,
Uh-oh.
I'm just sitting there. Just like real
Well,
life.
and I kind of have a strategy with this now.
yep.
is because I know that Jason can sense you
Yeah, if you're scared.
if you're in the house.
And if you're in the house, yeah.
So I've been going into houses and just look through a few drawers and I'm out.
Yeah.
Because I know he's gonna sense me and come after me.
Oh yeah, that's
Because one of the first games I played, I went into a building, I locked it, I turned around there, he is right behind me. I'm like, oh.
Because there's usually more than one door.
I know, but this was within like 10 seconds of the game. Like, oh.
I think that was just bad RNG. Then
The best part when you're Jason 2 is you can legitimately just open doors. So like if people haven't barricaded them, you can literally walk up to the door and just go. You don't have to like axe the thing down. Like Jason has the sense to like. And I think that's the most comedic way of like getting into a place is like they're all scrambling around one door, shutting windows, or doing this. And
you
you're
haven't
just like,
barricaded the door yet.
But yeah, that was my.
And there's a new update for that game that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the retro.
We got
stuff.
the retro
retro.
NES. Yeah,
I think that's out this weekend, isn't it?
I think it's out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out this weekend.
And people are still mad because they're giving us a ton of CP to make up for like,
the lost
stuff.
But I think that's pretty standard policy though.
Well, but so they're giving us a free skin. They're giving us CP. They're giving double XP weekends and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and people are still complaining that they're not giving us enough.
But that's pretty standard when
Your game kind of screws up.
Yeah, like Pokemon Go does it all the time. MMOs do it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, but and then I'm sitting there going, that's really cool of them to, because they don't have to.
No.
And people online are still like, it's like they're giving us, I think, 36,000 CP or something stupid, like enough to like go buy perks for days. And people are like, I would have made more if I could have had the game from day one.
Well, that's because you're playing constantly.
And it's like, for the rest of us who are not,
crazy.
Yeah, on an IV drip trying to play this game and, peeing into a catheter, this is a good amount of, CP.
Yeah.
Thanks, gun.
And then I was playing Persona 3 for a while.
Yeah.
Stupid Kenji.
Kenji.
He's a whiner.
Yes.
And
Yes,
he wants to
is.
talk every day, and I can't go do other
Yes.
things, so I need to talk to
Yes.
Kenji and boost my social link up.
Essentially, eventually, like, you won't have to spend time with him. You can
Good.
spend time with other people. But that's just to get you acquainted with how the social link works. I mean,
Hang out, talk. Go to
I'm trying to remember what
ramen.
else. I'm trying to remember what you do in Persona 3.
And then I'm joining this. I'm part
you
of the
have to-
school council.
Yes. That's another social link, yes.
Yeah, well, I got automatically pulled into that.
Yeah.
There's really no choice.
I like how lax a lot of things are in Persona. It's like, you're now part of the school council, but then you don't have to go back any other time.
Well, and I'm trying to figure
Same
out.
with
You have shirked your duties.
Like
Damn.
you've joined the music club. Welcome to the music club. Don't go back to it.
Well, and then I'm trying to figure out how I build my stamina up in the towers. Because I
there's-
I get like 3/4 of the way through the second floor, and my guys all are retired. And I'm like,
yeah, that's about
I don't know,
right.
and I don't really want to push them because they're getting.
Because it affects the next day's performance, I think.
Yeah, because I got sick the day after
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the exit.
Luckily enough, that doesn't happen in the later Persona games. If you push yourself too hard, it won't
But like,
reflect.
it doesn't my stamina pick back up? Like, can I increase it?
It just comes with levels.
Does
It just comes with grinding your character. Unfortunately, the level system is very Japanese at that point, where
JRPGs.
they want you to grind all your experience. That's the basic thing.
Okay.
Persona 4 and 5 are a little less like that. They're a little bit more reliant on social links, buffing your stats and skills,
Okay.
rather than grinding for levels. And you can still do that in the Persona 5, but it's a little less of an issue.
Yeah. So I mean, I have 3 personas now.
Yep.
With my guy right now.
Yep. You can. You eventually get like 5 or 6 or whatever. So.
Yeah, I tried my
As-
first
as-
fusion. That was useless.
Fusions are very, very tough to manage. It actually is a little bit like that. That's not far off.
I like when you down the characters, all the enemies.
Yeah.
And that you guys all just
You
start.
get the bum rush. It's the bum rush. It's the all out attack.
Even before we did the tutorial on it, I did it. I'm like, oh,
It's the-
okay.
I think that's one of the coolest things about Persona games is how well they cinematically perform all the actions in that game.
Yeah.
Down to just basic persona summoning or spell casting and attacking. Like, it actually looks good as opposed to something like Final Fantasy where the character goes up, does a strike, comes back. Where in Persona, if there's like a weakness, there's a mini cinematic that comes out, and then you hit them.
I think that's why I've liked the Dragon Ball Fusion game too. It's a very cinematic fight. So like there's the bar at the bottom that shows whose turn is next. Mm-hmm. Well, if all of your guys or whoever's in front of the next bad guy, they get to join in on your attack. So even if you choose just a regular like punching attack, so melee, it'll actually start a team attack. So it'll show like the 3 people start charging in at them, and then the first guy will pop up behind him, hit him. It'll go to another scene where the other person, like in Dragon Ball fashion, just appears out of like, and then like,
so fast.
Well, yeah, kicks them in the gut and sends them flying towards your character, who then like slugs them again, and then it goes back to the overworld map where the person like flew.
Yeah.
So it actually makes the fight's a little bit more cinematic.
So
Persona 3.
So
yes.
I'm hoping.
Charge your key.
I'm almost done with Kenji here.
What are your social links like that right now? Like, what people have you made friends with so far?
Kenji,
the girl.
Well, obviously you got your main group members.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Like, it's
the
been
household.
Yeah, that whole dorm room situation's weird. Scenarios.
And
weird.
then like the person who guides you from outside the tower.
Yeah.
And then the boxer guy who's injured right now and can't help you. That's supposed to be super good.
I'm trying to remember him.
He's got a.
Does he have? Oh, I think he fights with the chair, a folding chair.
But that's
those
are the only people I know. And then I just met the school council people, so I don't even know what's gonna happen there. I wanted to join like a kendo club or something, but Kenji keeps talking to me.
One of the pro tips that I to pass along to you, and I didn't really learn this until I was halfway through Persona 4, and I wish I had knew more about it in Persona 3. If you want to increase social links faster, make sure you have that respective persona in your party. So for
how do I know?
Well, you just check in the persona in list because your character can hold multiple personas, right? So for example, what's Kenji's social link? Like, what's his? I think
magician or something.
Magician, yeah. So every time you hang out with him, make sure you have the magician persona in your sort of roster. Okay. That way you gain much more social status rather like if you were the.
So you mean by roster he's at the main persona I'm using?
Yeah. Okay. Just have it in your party. It doesn't have to be your first one. It can just be in your three or four or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, he's already there, I think.
Right, but like eventually you'll get to the point in the game where you can start hot swapping the personas out for different ones because I think there's a total of 15 different types of personas. And so, just before you say, oh, I'm going to hang out with you for that day, make sure you have that persona in your party and then hang out. That way you'll increase the link much faster than if you didn't have it.
Well, because the way I'm kind of out with Kenji is he just got a date with the teacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the crazy things.
JRPGs.
He has
Persona 5 is better. You get to sleep with your teacher.
He has a thing with his teacher. He has a thing for the teacher.
Yes. It is that reaction when I read that.
He has a thing. Kenji has a thing for the teacher, and he wants to ask her out, but he doesn't know how. And then she finally says, "Well, why don't you come? I'll give you a private study session." And he's like, "Ooh,
that's in."
And that's the point I'm at with him. I'm hoping that stops for now.
Plot twist: it was literally just a private teaching session.
And then played Watch Dogs for the first time.
Oh yeah,
I've never played Watch Dogs. Either one of them.
It's good.
It's good.
Even the first one?
Yep.
Yeah, because I thought the first one was kind of like, press square to do everything.
The first one, the biggest issue was the tech demo they showed off.
It was not.
It's not the game we got.
It was not even remotely the same.
But it's still a good game. Essentially, it's like, in my opinion, it was kind of Assassin's Creed, but set in modern day.
Yeah.
I think I would be more inclined to play Watch Dogs 2 than Watch Dogs 1.
So many side things to do.
Yeah.
So many things.
I know. Hack this thing. Do this thing. Okay. But fine. I gotta go rescue my daughter.
I don't like that. I just did the other day where it forced me to do the online part.
Oh, okay.
And I think that might be the only mission. I think it was just to introduce it. This is what happened.
So if you don't play the game online, then can you do that part of the game then?
I'm not sure what happens.
I don't know. Because you actually have to find someone and do this. I think it's just participate in it. And that's all you have to do, and then it's continue on. But yeah, it's a.
Does it age well? I know it's a super old game.
It's not that old.
Good.
It's good.
Watch Dogs 1?
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah, they all hold up now though.
Yeah.
It first came out when the PS4 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be more, like I said, I'd be more inclined to play Watch Dogs 2 because I think the color and the style in that one.
Me too.
Is a lot. It's a lot more pleasing to the eye, I guess. It looks.
One, if you can get it on sales, like.
Because Watch Dogs 1 is all gray and brown stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
at
very
least the beginning
bland.
part definitely is.
It's very bland.
Once you unlock more islands, it gets a little brighter.
But at least with the Watch Dogs 2 being set in San Francisco, there's a lot more opportunities to have a lot.
And this one's in Chicago, which is already.
It's already a pretty bland city.
Well, it is. It's an older city. It's Gothic, like, construction. Sure. The reasons we love, Chicago would be a great place for Spider-Man to show up.
Well, yeah, and so I've done one drinking game with a person.
Oh, yeah.
That was interesting.
Yep.
Played chess.
Yeah.
And I did I 3-starred that whole thing. I'm done with chess now.
Yeah, I did a lot of the side stuff before I ever did anything else in that game, and then the story.
And I have a feeling now that's how it's gonna.
The story kind of just started getting stupid, and I'm like, Nick out.
Yeah.
I'll play this through. And I quickly went back.
Let's see if Watch Dogs 2 is on sale for summer sale.
No.
It's Steam.
On Steam. Steam is
I quickly went back into Sly 3 to try and platinum that thing.
And?
It's a
game.
Really hard to get back into it when you haven't played for a few years. And
it also didn't age very well. It's an old game.
I'm trying to. I have to do challenges in it now, and these challenges are like you have to.
The Division's on sale.
To do certain thing, and I haven't played this game in a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little rusty.
I know. I hate it when that happens. It's just like I've got this, and then you're like, no, I don't got this.
Yeah, I remember cracking out Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, and because I played the shit out of those games when they came out.
Watch Dogs 2 is half off. $40.
Yeah. That's all I've been doing.
Okay, before we start anything with you, have you seen Wonder Woman?
No. I was busy.
Excuses.
Just go see Wonder Woman.
I know it's on my to-watch list.
It is a to-watch movie.
I hear it's good.
Yep.
Just go see Wonder Woman.
Show over Wonder Woman. Let's go watch Wonder Woman. Apparently,
if I can get more time play stuff, sure.
Are you
a pro?
Are you addicted to time play now?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
We went to Wonder Woman. I came third out of 16.
Yep.
You can get a lot of points out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 50 points. We got some. Oh, we can use a free yogurt. Or $1 off yogurt.
I want drink with my hot dog purchase.
The one time we went to watch Moana with all Amara's Disney friends.
Oh, that'd be insane.
I beat all of them. I have a picture of that.
You had to take.
I didn't even believe it. But yeah, no. So I haven't watched Wonder Woman, but I have been playing catch up. I watched Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Go Power Rangers.
It's coming out soon.
It's out on digital at least.
It was on.
This Tuesday's coming out.
So I found it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yep.
I didn't have a huge issue with it. My big problem was with with Rita, the way they handled her origin story. I
didn't mind that part.
I liked it.
I mean, I just don't see her being
what she was.
Yeah, like her origin story being who she is.
Who she had been, yeah.
Is my big thing.
But maybe
I think I think it's a power corrupts absolutely sort of thing.
Maybe.
So.
And they did take a lot of liberties with the origin of Zordon as well. So.
Yes, and I dug that too.
So like, and you know what? A little bit of change isn't gonna hurt anyone.
No.
Like it's fine. As long as they presented it in a decent manner, and as long as you don't go in expecting literally beat for beat the
Power
original
Rangers.
show.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
I think too. Rita's origin story is going to lead into, if they get
future
a sequel,
movies.
the green with like the green power stuff, like having an evil Green Ranger and all that stuff.
Did I not call that post-credit sequence, by the way?
Yeah.
I basically called that post-credit sequence.
And everybody's still hoping that Tommy's chick. A lot of the internet is.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how you.
Eh.
You can make Tommy a girl's name. Maybe it's a nickname. Maybe it's a.
Tomboy, short for tomboy.
But like maybe she's a giant tomboy, so people just always called her Tommy growing up, and da 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 da. Or
We'll see what happens with the future of that franchise, because right now it's kind of up in the air.
it's up in the air. They don't know if they're gonna have enough money, like if they have enough go to make a sequel.
I didn't like the Zord battle at the very end, specifically the Megazord battle.
Because you didn't see it happen?
Nothing happened. It stood up. It did like 2 punches or whatever.
Yeah, and that was it. It was pretty.
Like the Zord battles were more interesting.
Probably because it cost so much money.
Yes.
See, and this is the thing. If they would have put a guy in a big suit,
And that was my thing too. Like, I've totally done that.
it wouldn't have looked bad.
No. And it would have been a good homage to how those were old made.
Because
back
honestly,
then.
on the TV show, those were some of the best parts.
Yes.
And you sat I never sat there going like this. Even now watching it, I'm sitting there going like, they made these look good. Like out of anything, and I mean the city looked fake, and the mountainous region.
But you know
looked
what?
fake. But with movie budgets, all of a
you
sudden you put a guy in a big costume, you can make the rest of it look great.
Yeah, you put 2 people in a costume.
Yeah, green screen.
Green screen some of the suit up because
Yep.
you'll need special effects.
Sure.
But you could totally do that.
Well, and then at least some of the movements are a little bit more
Realistic.
Realistic, especially
you can
Goldar,
actually-
who's supposed to be a.
Sure. And I think Goldar was a little weird too, but meh.
I understand.
It's a different
I
take.
got it
It
as
is.
yeah.
Yeah. They took the name literally.
Yep.
But yeah, like that fight could have been way cooler.
Yep.
And it just didn't feel. Even
And I think I was watching again. I think it was Honest Trailers, and everybody's like cheering that the Zord, like the Zord won the day, and it's like, why are you cheering? Your entire city is like destroyed, and I'm like, I felt like part of it got destroyed, but it wasn't as. It didn't feel Superman to me, where Superman destroys half of Metropolis and everybody's like, you saved us.
Yeah.
This one felt like, oh, part of Main Street got wiped out.
And I
But
think,
everybody had already been running because they saw a giant gold guy coming.
and I think that we haven't seen there wasn't a lot shown of the city as well,
Yeah.
of the town. So it's like the scope of it could have been that town could have been really big, and
Yeah.
you don't know.
That was just the seaside piece of whatever, or yeah.
I did not like the shoehorn cameos at the end of that movie.
Oh, come on.
I liked it.
It was okay. I appreciated that obviously they were in the movie,
Yeah.
but they could have been used way differently.
I'm glad they didn't make them anything more than what they were. They just need to show up.
Live together.
I feel like they
Or
could
they
just
live
walk
in the same city.
No. Just no. I feel like they could have been used a little bit better than just. Woo.
No, that was good. I enjoyed that. They didn't even need a cameo in that.
No,
movie for
I was.
anybody, but-
I knew that was happening. I just didn't know where it was happening.
Yeah. What did you think about the Rangers, like the people themselves, like the
It was
characterization
very,
of all of
it was
them?
very Avengers-like, whereas like getting a whole bunch of misfits together and actually kids with attitude for
Yes.
the first time in ever.
Other than Billy.
Because I was telling
Billy's just kind of
Billy's,
there.
yeah.
and I was telling the girl about that, and she was like, "Yeah, they actually have attitude." Because she was trying to remember the old shows. It's like they were.
Bring me teenagers with attitude.
And
Zordon had attitude. He was a dink.
Yes. Everyone in this movie, other than
All the good guys were dicks.
Except Alpha.
Except Billy.
He was sarcastic. He was not a dink.
sarcastic dick.
Yeah. Like Zordon was at the point where, I mean, part of the movie where he's sitting there and it's like, no, you guys aren't Rangers, you suck. And just like, Zordon?
I am.
That's not very encouraging.
Yeah, like,
I am excited to see more if they do the sequel for it, like more morphing stuff, like actual morphing stuff, not just stand on a pad and there's my armor.
yeah, I want to see more Zord stuff. I would like to, yeah.
Because I understand that this is a lot of this movie was build up, a lot of it was set up
Yeah.
for.
That's what I
whatever-
mean. Like, we
Like,
came out of it going, a sequel's going to be,
Like you gotta
We know
treat
what
it as
the
a
sequel's
setup,
gonna be.
right? Because it's
yeah.
because it's not a straight like sequel to the old movies, the
No.
old TV shows. It's a literal reboot.
Yep.
And so there are a generation or two of kids that have never seen this kind of movie before.
Yep. Well,
And so it's like,
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
and again, yeah, they hit most of the story beats for a Power Rangers movie.
Yep.
I did like the slight nod of smacking Rita to the moon.
Yep.
Yep.
That was like, I saw that, I'm like, yeah, that'll be a thing.
Yep.
Well, and they definitely brought, like, when the Zords first come out,
Yeah.
and they're headed towards town, and there's, like, the generic background, and they actually had the, like, go, Power Ranger, for,
Yeah.
like, that 10 seconds,
seconds,
and it's
yeah.
just like, yes!
I feel like if they do the sequel with Rita, she'll like come out of the moon rock and be like, it almost felt like 1,000 years, or it almost felt like 10,000 years.
Well,
I'm
even when she's like, make my monster grow, and I'm like, oh my.
She did.
Like,
she
said the line.
Almost all of the lines and almost
They
all
made
of
it.
the beats were accurate.
It's morphin' time, like they all made it, and it's not like
and it was natural. And it was natural. It all felt not, like it wasn't shoehorned in. They didn't have like a story beat of like, oh, they need to say Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or they need to say Morphin Time somewhere. Like, it was naturally in that sequence.
And honestly, the fact that they fit the old theme song in was just like, that was just a treat, because I was not expecting that. You're like, it's a new movie, they'll have a score by an actual like composer.
They'll have a new song.
Makes real music, and they did. They had like, if you go online, they have an actual new theme song on the soundtrack.
And that's fine, and that's fair.
But yeah, like the original play, and even for that 10 seconds, you're just like, oh my god, so hyped.
Yep. And go straight into action.
Yeah. And I did like the fact they did more with the Zords before they became Megazord.
Right.
Yeah.
The Megazord part was disappointing. Yeah, that part was cool.
Yes. I think most of that sequence was well
But
done.
I would want to see the Zords start folding in on each other. And
yeah. It almost felt like the Transformer sequence where it's like a amorphous blob of CG.
And because he fell down a hole and. Like, those Zords fell down a hole into the lava pit, essentially, and came back up all formed. And we're sitting there, we left the movie, and we're like, we didn't even get to see it, like, transform.
And it's interesting how the characters were
actually
all over the place.
Yeah.
In their respective body part, essentially. That part kind of threw me off, because I like them all.
In a cockpit.
In the cockpit. That makes sense to me. And I think the reason we don't actually see them transform is because there are so many extra added pieces to that Zord that it's like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, they could just fit
And I think, honestly, what happens is it'll morph, if they do get another movie, is you'll see them, like, start to transform, and then you'll just see, like, the connective tissue just...
Maybe.
Yeah, and if they do the second one, I think they need to open up with a Mega Sword battle.
That'd be so sweet.
Like, they need to open up with
like,
a
this is like
battle.
a weekly occurrence for these guys.
It's like, it's just Anal Grove all over again.
Why rebuild anything?
It's just a Tuesday.
Well, but I mean, at that point, you can have, and that shows a lot of growth, even if they did it shows the fight happening in the quarry almost, or somewhere different, so that they
or in the mine, gold mine.
That's what I mean, like, because they've learned to
get them away from the
get them out of the city.
Yeah.
So by the beginning of the second movie, it's like we don't even have to worry, because the Power Rangers are good enough to know that once that thing grows, punch it real hard until it flies over to like the remote part of
the forest area,
wherever, and start your fight there.
Yeah.
And then second movie, you've already introduced that they know how to do that. They are clearly like
they are a team. They are a team.
Yeah, and it's like just another week, guys, and then movie.
Yeah.
And then introduce Tommy.
Yeah, and then
because we know where they're going for a second movie.
Second scene is them going to the exam, to an exam that they promptly fail because they were all busy.
Except Billy.
Except Billy. Yeah. Except Billy.
Who's found a way to help them all cheat.
What else did I watch this week? I watched the Lego Batman movie.
I still haven't seen that one. That was
I just bought it, but I haven't watched it.
That was my other option the other night because Jen wasn't home, and I'm like, Fantastic Beasts, John Wick 2, or Batman. Those are my like three.
John Wick 2 or Batman. John Wick 2 or Batman would be, or not Batman. Fantastic Beasts would be my first.
Well, and I'm sitting there and I didn't feel like action.
Okay, so I watched.
So that's why I watched Fantastic.
I watched the Lego Batman movie, and if you go in expecting like Lego Batman, like the video game kind of stuff, you're not gonna have a good time.
No,
because this movie
is the Will Arnett version.
It's the Will Arnett version, and it is very much a spiritual sequel to the Lego movie. And so that being said, like there's a ton of random Easter eggs from everything in this movie. Like if you thought the Lego movie had Easter eggs, this one literally has like a laundry list of like, oh, let's fit in Harry Potter. Okay, what does Warner Brothers have? Everything. And so I don't even remember half the cameos in that movie, but Will Arnett kind of stole that movie a little bit, just like he did with the Batman from the Lego movie.
Yeah. I was gonna say the Batman and Lego movie is pretty much the reason why the Lego Batman movie became a thing, was just like everybody's like,
we want to see more of this guy.
Pretty much, because honestly, like it's like,
so
first try.
So like the big story about this movie is that Batman has finally found, like there has been finally a way to rid all of Gotham City of all of these villains, because he can't, for some reason, Batman is a really bad hero. He gets rid of the villains, but he doesn't actually take care of them, so they keep coming back.
Yes, yeah. Typical
Really?
superhero.
And so Barbara Gordon's all like, well, I'm going to start cleaning up the city. We're going to actually, arrest all these villains.
Yep.
And then so they actually end up doing that, and Batman's just like, what do I do with my life now? Gotham is now crime-free. I need to do something. Joker's planning something. So so a portion of the story ends up with him trying to figure out how to put Joker in the Phantom Zone, because he saw Batman or Superman do that with Zod. So he's like, that's where the Joker needs to go. So half the movie is him trying to figure out how to break into the Fortress of Solitude. And it's awkward because Batman is the loner in this universe. So he gets up to the Fortress of Solitude and he's like, this will be easy. It's just him. He knocks on the door. There's like a giant party with the Justice League behind the door. He was the only one that wasn't invited because it's like the 10th anniversary of the Justice League. He's like, there's a party? Yeah, we totally wanted to invite you, Bats.
Still a better movie than Batman v Superman.
It kind of was.
But not better than Wonder Woman.
There was no really Wonder Woman in this movie. I'm trying to remember what she did in this movie.
Okay, she's now like the keystone to the DC
Sounds
universe.
like it sounds like it.
Gal Gadot, who we all thought would be the shittiest Wonder Woman, turns out with the best DC movie yet.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's just a huge amalgamation of all these Warner Brother characters, specifically the DC characters, into one movie again. So it's kind of like a Lego Movie 1.5.
Right, which is exactly what I was expecting.
And I'm kind of disappointed that the next Lego movie is what, Ninjaras or something like
Ninjago.
Like, I'm like, where's Lego Movie 2, guys? I want to see more.
It's coming.
Eventually.
But I want that. It wasn't the world's greatest movie. I mean, it was a turn on, do other things kind of movie. The jokes were passable, but not rememberable. Like, I'm not quoting any of them per se. I did like the humor of making Batman this loner character. He goes, fights crime, and during the night comes back to his manor. It's completely empty. Like, not even Alfred's like around in the manor. He's just doing his own thing. The Robin character was kind of weird. I mean, they over essentialized Burt Ward. The Burt Ward like gay kid thing. It's like that's happening.
But we knew that from the trailer, even when
It
it was
totally
like,
is.
these pants are too tight. Much better, and you're just like,
yeah.
Oh, good.
No.
That's the Robin we get this time around, huh?
Yep.
At the end of the day, it does feel like a Lego movie because there's a lot of it was like, oh, let's fix the city.
Yeah.
Well, and they had the master builder stuff. They have to shoehorn all that stuff in there still. It was kind of okay. I mean, to a point,
but the fact that they're self-aware that their Lego is also a plus, because you can do a lot with that.
Yes,
they're not just like, I'm Batman, and all of a sudden someone's head pops off, and they're like, oh no.
Or it's like you see him like take his helmet off and
has to put his hair on.
Yes, there's a bit for that too. Or it's like half the jokes were like it's him sitting in his little limo going to the party. He's like, and Alfred's like, "Sir, your cowl is on." My what? Your mask. My what? Your face protector armor. No, you know what? Watch it. I think it's still worth a watch, but
for sure.
I don't think it would have been better in 3D, I think, because those Lego movies are actually pretty decent in 3D.
3D.
Yeah.
But it's just the modeling and the detail on
sure.
on all the minifigs and all of like the minifig designs.
Well, and I love that about even the Lego movie was how they actually moved like
Lego bits, and that translates right here too.
Yeah, they actually moved like minifigs, and Lego moved like Lego, and.
I also watched Chappie.
Okay, I've seen that one on the Netflix.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's
I really loved it. I loved.
A weird kind of movie.
Have you watched District 9 then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It is the same weird
That's
movie
because it is the same director,
same
person,
same
starring
everything.
in it.
It could have literally been like a sequel if they wanted to, put those connection pieces together.
It could happen in the same universe.
Yeah, no, I really, really like Chappie. It's a good, thought-provoking movie.
I still have to see both those films.
Oh, you're missing out, man. Those movies are an experience.
I thought Chappie was a little more weirder than District 9.
Really? Because I thought District 9 was a lot more weird than Chappie was. So Chappie is the story of basically this engineer designs this AI robot to become very self-aware, become self-programming. So it's watching this robot grow from like a baby to an infant to a gangster because he's being raised by these British gangsters. So he's got all these like mannerisms and slangs and stuff like that. You seeing this robot like flip someone off and go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, because he doesn't want to kill. So they convince him that he's just putting them to sleep. So he's throwing what is it, like throwing stars or something at their legs. Just go to sleep. Go to sleep.
I would hate for him to ever care for an infant. Shh, just go to sleep.
I think the weird part about that movie is watching Hugh Jackman be a villain.
Yeah.
Of all,
after you're so used to seeing him as Wolverine for such a long time.
Or see him in any other role where he's a good character, because he's most of the time he's a good character in all the movies.
For the most part, yeah.
Like
he's a big dick in this one.
Yeah, like a giant ass.
I thought you said he had one. I'm like,
well, that's also probably true. That's probably not far off.
Reveal.
That's not far off.
In the Deadpool 2 movie.
Yeah.
My stunt double's gonna fuck you up. Yeah, no, Chappie's really cool. I think I would watch that again. I mean, just for the psychological and like the thought-provoking nature of where that ending goes. It's a lot of it is, I can see a lot of it in Dollhouse, where at the end of Dollhouse, you watched Dollhouse?
Yes.
Where at the end of Dollhouse, where a lot of it was like, oh, you can kill me, but I'm still alive somewhere, kind of thing. Yeah. That's sort of where this movie ends up going, and you don't really see that coming. And again, with District 9, same thing happened in that movie with Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the director's name. He was supposed to do the Halo movie, but
that's fine.
That's fun. Yeah, I would rather see him do his weird experimental movies than a Halo movie.
We were talking about that last week, though. Halo works well with the like experimental one-off stuff as opposed to the Master Chief junk.
Yeah, there's that Forward Unto Dawn on Netflix, which is really cool too. Yeah. I've watched that.
Yeah,
that actually ended up being.
But that's like I was saying, because we're saying, well, why buy an Xbox? And it's like they have Halo, and it's like that's great, but it's gonna be Master Chief doing Master Chief things, whereas Reach and ODST were actually the more character-driven.
That universe is a lot more interesting
than just Master Chief.
Yeah,
and Master Chief I find stupidly boring now.
So. Yeah, he's very one note. Maybe Halo 6 will change that, guys. Maybe he'll have character development. It'll be his Winter Soldier.
Well, it was like the Resident Evil series, right? She starts out as kind of the super agent, and then she gets powers.
In the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have to take away the powers, and then she gets back. It's very.
I have that on my computer too. And I was gonna watch that. I forgot to.
And when I saw the second one, when she at the end of it, when she got essentially her superpowers, I was like, you've made her overpowered and it's super boring now.
Yeah. And then they had to take those away, and then
now they give it back to her.
And then they give it back, and then just keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
So
and
the next movie, she's gonna be a gimp.
No, that's the last final chapter. Is the last.
Final chapter.
That's
what I mean. Like
that's what that's what they say.
That's what the Fast and Furious guys said.
That's what
as they move on to
that's
movie
what Pirates.
9.
That's what they said with Pirates too.
They said they're gonna stop at 10.
Sure they are.
That's what they said with Pirates too.
Because they haven't come up with a witty name for 11 yet.
I don't know what you call 9.
No, they'll have it F.
Engine, so
they'll say
F.
No. They'll say FF for the 11th Fast and the Furious, but along the lines of the FF, they'll have ones.
The ones coming up. See, they're making 11 now. They're gonna watch our show and they're gonna be like, "We can do 11."
Fast Furious 11.
I would hope that Vin Diesel is a better person than that. I would say no.
Sorry, Real Stunt Panda. There was someone on chat. No, we weren't paying attention to chat.
Sorry. Normally we're pretty good, but it's such a nice day outside.
It's a setup we have. Right?
Our setup's a little awkward.
So yeah,
because the screen's way down here.
Yes, I have played a few things. I have played a few.
Or was that for movie watching?
Yeah, that's all for the movies. I mean, whatever's on Netflix, I'll just watch here and there. But I had a chance to play the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite story demo. that dropped on the store,
okay. Yeah.
on the PlayStation and Xbox store. I'm torn on that game and the entire series as a whole, because at E3 they revealed more about the game. They revealed the story trailer, but in a lot of ways it just feels like a rehash of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now, that's not a bad thing, but it's just going into this game, I'm just wondering where all the crazy kooky characters are, because at this point the roster looks a lot like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like
Mega Man's in it.
No, X is in it.
Sorry, X.
X is in it. The Dante is literally they took the character from Marvel 3 and put it in Infinite. And so when I was playing him in the demo, I had all the combos. I knew all the combos for him, so I'm just like, this seems kind of boring. Like, I'm just not seeing something in the game, or at least in the roster. Because when I play a Marvel Capcom game, the big piece for me is the roster.
Sure.
And yeah, sure, like there are certain characters that are always going to be top tier.
Yeah.
But I also play the game to have fun and crazy amounts of fun.
Yep.
Like once in a while, you play as MODOK or Rocket or whatever like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, this Rocket is different than the Marvel 3 Rocket, the Infinite one rather. His moveset's a lot different. Same thing, but then you get to characters like Captain America, who has literally the same moveset since his introduction in Marvel Heroes back in the 90s. It is literally the same character.
How do you change that character, though?
You can say the same thing for something like Super Smash Bros. It's what you do around all that stuff.
But with Smash Brothers, they do introduce new mechanics. They introduce the Smash mechanic. They introduce characters like Snake, Sonic, other things like that. But with Marvel Infinite, it just feels like a rehash of Marvel 3. And the fighting game elements, the engine that is in the game, I actually had a good time with. I mean, a lot of people on the subreddit are just not a huge fan of the story demo. They think it plays a little slow. I don't know. And I just don't think the story demo is a good representation, because you're fighting a lot of AI robots that don't do anything to you until you fight Ultron Sigma, which will wreck you. It's just part of the story, but it's just weird.
But I mean, if you're talking, we'll kind of go back to the Captain America thing. I think it's the same character every time. I think the only way you're going to get something different is if you change Captain America's. Like if you have Sam Wilson come in, and he has the wings now instead.
Why not even have it as Bucky?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think if you're sticking with Steve Rogers, you're going to get the same guy every single time.
I think my complaint is that the moveset is exactly the same.
But that's because
it's the same.
His
character.
moveset's been the same since World War II.
But that's because it's the same character, though. That's what I'm saying. If you switch to Sam Wilson, you're getting the wings.
Right.
If you switch to Bucky, at least he gets a gun.
Metal arm.
Yeah. You can have the gun. You can have a metal arm, a super punch or something.
And right now, like the character roster, and this goes back to my complaint with the character roster, of it not being the same. I think they've added 2 new characters, 3 including Black Panther as a DLC character.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of ridiculous. And they revealed a lot of characters at E3. Like I feel like about 3/4 of the roster has been revealed.
Yeah.
Which leads me to wonder where all the crazy characters are, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with Marvel's ownership of the franchise.
Yes.
Because a lot of the Capcom characters feel very like shoehorned in. Yeah, sure, you have Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 5. Sure, you have the King Arthur from Ghosts and the Ghouls, but where are all the crazy other Capcom characters? I can promise you Phoenix Wright won't be in this game. I can promise you, like, even Virgil won't even be in this game.
Yeah.
I want crazy Capcom characters. Like, they have a wider pool than Marvel does in terms of, like, stupid things that they could put in. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with Marvel controlling the development of this game.
Sure.
Because like if you haven't seen the story trailer, it is basically the Infinity Stone War,
right?
Which Capcom had the original Power Stone, so just saying, Power Stone fighters, come on,
man, I want Power Stone,
right? Like I
just want Power Stone back.
Can we not have that main character in this fighting game?
That'd be killer.
Like that could not that game is talking about the Power Stone. Like, you could totally do that.
I'd still be just fine with the Power Stone game.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I still remember when we played that game, like, Palladium had it when it was at West Edmonton Mall. top-down like 3D fighter, so like you could
Just to give you an idea of the last time someone actually purchased that game,
Yep.
it existed exclusively on the PSP as a UMD. You can't even buy that game digitally on the PSP.
But
like-
yeah, top-down fighter, and the best part was back then, because we were all into Dragon Ball, was the one character who looked like Goku once he collected all the things, gold hair,
Yep.
because everything in Japan at that point,
Gold hair.
gold hair
on fire.
Yeah.
Gold hair on fire.
After you collected so many things, you could Sonic did it.
So it's okay.
The fighting game mechanic portion of it is really solid. I
Yeah.
like the return to the 2-on-2. It makes it a lot more streamlined, a little less crazy than Marvel 3 was. So a lot of it has to do with making sure you do your right combos. The Power Stone, no, the Power Stone, the Infinity Stone,
Same thing.
the Infinity Stone element, I'm cautiously optimistic about. Each stone has a certain element that you can bring to the battle. So, for example, if you have the Time Stone, you can just tap the L1 button or the R1 button, whatever it is on Xbox. You tap it and you can just warp across the screen. And that's just an active ability that you can use at any time. The Reality Stone, I think, you tap it and then it shoots a fireball for you automatically from the stone above you. So each stone will have its own elements, but after a while it's got its own separate charge meter. Once it hits a certain level, you can activate the ultimate ability for, I think it's called the Infinity Storm or whatever, and it's basically a souped up version of that stone's abilities. So for example, the Time Stone, it actually locks the opponent in a square and they can't move out of it. So you can basically have your way with it. It allows a lot of mix-ups and a lot of possibilities in terms of the competitive nature.
I'll have your way with me.
The Time Stone is he's using the Time Stone to have our way with us. He's just gonna keep going with us. Yeah, no, I don't know how stones are gonna affect the competitive nature of this game. If there is gonna be a competitive scene for it.
Yeah.
Because I know with Marvel 3 there was a huge one, but then it just kind of petered out as the game ended up going into the same loop of infinite combo and infinite combos. Yeah. It feels like Marvel Infinite won't have a big issue with that, but the stones provide a really weird balance to the game, because you could have a guy that has an Akuma teleport across the screen and still has insane amounts of top tier combat.
Yeah.
The game's out in September. I'm a sucker.
I'll buy it.
I'm a sucker for fighting games, so I will buy it when it comes out.
Yeah, I know about me. I'm not into the fighting stuff.
I usually am with the Marvel vs. Capcom because I can pick someone like Wolverine
But
and tear through things. But apparently, their PR guy says no one thinks that X-Men's actually an important franchise anymore. Like most young people don't know the X-Men anymore, so they're not in the game.
that's the political way of answering that.
That's the PR guy's answer.
That is
people don't know the X-Men anymore.
That is a political way of answering that question.
Yeah.
We don't want to do this.
So, yeah, they still haven't revealed any of the non-MCU owned characters yet. Things like the Super Skrull, Wolverine, mutants. Like, to have a Marvel game without Magneto would be huge. To have one without Cyclops or Wolverine would be huge.
Without Wolverine, for sure. Because, I mean,
Phoenix.
you look at...
Yeah, break the game some more. She was broken in 3.
But, I mean, you look at 90s Marvel. It was either Spider-Man or Wolverine on a cover of everything.
And you can guarantee Spider-Man's going to be in this game.
For sure.
At this point. Like, that's a sure thing. They just haven't revealed him yet.
Yeah. Wolverine's that one where you're like,
where is he?
And especially, like,
Deadpool.
even if you...
Well, even with,
Deadpool.
Deadpool hasn't even been revealed for this game yet either.
And Deadpool, I loved him in 3.
Like, he was
I didn't play well as him, but I loved watching, him grab his health bar and start, whacking someone with the whole,
He'll, say, this is my taunt, and it's, a little speech bubble above him. Yeah. It's just, there's so many weird factors in this game that I just don't know what's going to happen. Like, if it comes out with no mutant characters, if it comes out with no Deadpool,
He'll live.
No, we won't.
It's just super weird. And some of the rumored leaks of characters coming out still, Venom, which I know you have your opinions on that character, but as a character in the Marvel fighting game universe,
That'd be cool.
he was an excellent character, and why they took him out in 3 will still bother me. But yeah, like I've been playing a lot of that demo more than I probably should, but only because I want to get an idea of how the game mechanics work.
Yep.
Become an expert for the gamers.
Basically, getting an idea of how the game works. It's funny because people complained to Capcom at Street Fighter V for not having a story mode straight from the get-go.
Yeah.
But when people saw what the demo, the story demo was for Marvel Infinite and saw how bad it was, people complained again. It's like Capcom can't they can't win. It's like, make a fighting game with a story game. Oh, a shitty story. Make a game with no fighting game story. Oh, where's the single player content?
Single player content?
You can't win with people.
Because you got to make it in the game. Like, that's where Street Fighter V fell through, is because it was an excellent fighting game. The mechanics were great for the competitive nature, the format. But for casual players, there was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing in Street Fighter V until recently, and even still, that's a pretty passable story mode. So, I don't know what Capcom's up to nowadays. Like, it's sometimes they make a great game like Resident Evil 7, and then they make weird fighting games that I'll still play. Weirdly enough, I still haven't bought Street Fighter 2.
Good for you. You still haven't bought ARMS.
Okay, yeah, that was
buy ARMS first.
ARMS was a little different of a story. It came out at a weird time for me, so I recognize that it came out.
You should buy ARMS.
I had to do some stuff. My attention was split.
I know.
So
I remembered it was coming out on the night of the 15th as I was going to bed, and I'm like, it's usually Easter and it's past 10 o'clock here.
It usually comes out at like 9 or something like that.
It's 10 o'clock here.
Yeah.
So I clicked the button and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I did that with Mario Kart.
So.
And then I cracked into a little bit of Tomb Raider. Not enough to really get a sense of, the whole game. I basically got up to the.
Did you climb a mountain?
I climbed the mountain, and then I got into the Oasis, and then that's about it.
Yeah, you're good.
But it looks good.
It looks gorgeous.
Like,
that's all you need to know.
That game looks awesome. Doesn't matter like what the video card you have, it'll still look great.
That's pretty.
I think the only thing I'm missing is, I'm pretty sure on the PS4 it's like an Xbox One is like 60 frames or something like that. Because my video card can't output that right now, but it still looks good at 30 frames, locked at 30 frames. It's still good.
It looks pretty.
Oh, and it plays good too.
Oh yeah.
And it plays real good.
I've always been a fan of those.
Yeah,
Tomb Raider games. The new Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
games,
the last one was real good too.
Yeah,
So.
I enjoyed the originals back when they came out ages ago. Cause
Triangle boobs.
Well, yeah, because I had a computer. Like those were.
That was the marquee title at the time.
Those were decent games at the time. Like even just like Lara Croft's mansion, never mind the actual game, but just running through her mansion trying to get like all the secrets and stuff in the original.
Yeah.
Like that was a good game.
Yeah.
And then it slowly went downhill, and then Uncharted came out and pretty much
Rewrote that book.
Well, yeah, they're like, Tomb Raider's good. Why do they keep screwing this up? All they got to do is improve it.
They make action set pieces.
Yeah, like actually make decent, areas for her to explore. Like, we can do this. So they changed it to Nathan Drake, and then all of a sudden it's like, Crystal Dynamics is like, wait a second.
They stole our
We can do this!
They stole our thing.
They stole our thing. We'll steal it back. And we will do a decent job of it, and we'll give her a bow and arrow, so it's different. And I love the bow and arrow stuff in that game.
Yeah.
Because it does. It makes her, like... Nathan Drake's not stealthy. He's action.
Yes.
He's indie.
Well, he could jump in.
He can, but he's indie. He's very, like, if he can, he'll strangle the one person before he starts having to, like, shoot and hide and duck and this. Lara Croft, I find in those games, you can start that sequence off and just be like... And then... And everybody's down, and you're just like...
Yeah. I would love to see a Nathan Drake crossover with Lara
Honestly,
Croft.
it'd be awesome.
That would be... I think that would be an amazing crossover.
Yep. Well, and because both of them do deal with, and I dig that about Tomb Raider 2, is they didn't shy away from the actual mystical things happening. Mm-hmm. Same with Uncharted, which I like.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like, oh, it was a weird phenomenon that was being caused at the same time as, like, da-da-da-da-da. It's legitimately, like, there are forces beyond our knowing.
Yeah. And then we just have to deal with it.
And because that's even Indiana Jones, too, because you go to those games, you go to that film series, the Ark was real, the Holy Grail was real, the Temple of Doom, like, the heart pulling out and the chakra stones were, like, he found them to be real things. That's why the reveal of aliens in the fourth one, that wasn't what killed me in that movie, because if all that other stuff can be real,
Yeah.
aliens is just the CGI sucked, and
Most of that movie was
other
also
parts
bad.
of that movie were just bad. But
Actor.
people were like, aliens in Indiana Jones, and I'm like, the Holy Grail that brought his dad back from the brink of death.
The
Totally cool. Stones that can heat up and like
the Ark of the Covenant.
the Ark of the Covenant nearly like
The
actually
one thing-
melting people's faces. Totally cool. Aliens too far.
I think the execution of the aliens was the problem.
That was the problem for me. That was the problem because like the alien at the end who's all like, and you're going, really?
It felt like the Megatron or not Megazord thing at the end of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
It's like it's leading up to that, but it's just so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, if they just kept it aliens and we rarely would have seen them and their saucer would have taken off, it would have been like,
That would have been
And then,
that would have been marginally better.
and then Indy going like, all right, now I've seen it all. Like, I have officially like,
What's next?
I've seen some weird shit in my life, but that one was definitely like,
But yeah, no, I've been doing a lot of that, the Tomb Raider stuff. I will get into it a little bit more now that I have the time to focus. And arms is my big thing. I need to get arms. I mean legs. I mean, arms. The sequel's just legs.
That'd be interesting.
Leg sensors.
it's just a kickboxing game, same thing. It comes with attachments though for your ankles, yeah.
for the
So you can put the
Joy-Cons?
Joy-Cons in your
So
ankles.
it's a kickboxing thing, yes. Taibo.
It's like
Not many
break the
people would be
table.
able to do that.
Could if you were sitting.
It's not a sitting game.
Yeah, you'd be standing up.
You need 4 sensors. You need for the arms and the legs, so it comes with. You can track your body motions.
Oh my god. And watching kids play arms is the best thing ever.
What do they do? Just like that?
Oh, it is and they after like the third game,
They're,
they are moving
how poop-
sideways, left ways, front ways, right. They're just like.
How
You
poop-
curve it. You
How
curve
pooped
it.
are they?
You curve it.
Well,
the
yeah, and
kids
then
aren't
I'm
gonna do that.
no, and then like that's what I'm sitting there going like, okay, there's some subtleties to this thing. So then you're sitting there like, and they're like, you're not going as wild as we are, and it's like, no, it's called control.
Are you winning? No.
Yeah, I know. Chess match. Some
Yeah.
of those games are just come on. You come closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's whoever can get the grab off first too, which is a huge deal.
Or punch through grabs.
yes, you can hit
Yeah.
the punch too.
Because when I realized I could do that, the game changed.
Yes.
It evolved to a point where I'm like, whoa. Because they go for the grab, and you're just like, no.
I think there's a mechanic for the grab too, where depending on how far your arms are apart, like the controllers are, when you do it, it'll change the wideness of the grab.
I don't know. I've never
So if it's
tried
wide,
it.
if it's wider, you can obviously hit them a lot easier with the grab. But
I don't
it makes it easier to hit with the punch, like the deflect. I don't
As
know.
long
That's
as
what
I don't
heard.
get some of these guys to perfect against me,
Yeah.
I'm good.
If I can slug him in the face once, we're good to go.
All I need is that little shot.
Yeah.
And I'm good.
And then not for that health thing to fall down.
That's the kind of the point I'm at some of these games.
Oh yeah, for sure. Online, it's like,
No, online I would probably be exclusively playing with you guys.
I'm better with the tag team fights.
I hate the ribbon fights so much.
I like them.
Oh, I hate the ribbon fights.
I've won every single one I've had so far.
I hate those ribbon fights with a passion because I just get beat up on by 2 people.
It's because you're the mummy.
Yeah, that's true.
stop being the mummy.
But the mummy master, he heals when he blocks.
Yeah, that helps a lot when you're getting your ass beat.
Shut up.
And someone grabs you.
Yeah.
And then dodge out of the way.
I'm the
So,
ninja.
so yeah, that's all I've been really up to this past week and a bit.
Cool.
Other stuff too, but not relevant to here.
I did get new arms for my one fighter.
Good.
You finally did it?
Yeah.
I haven't earned enough coins yet.
No.
It's really hard to get coins when you keep losing.
Play the Grand Prix.
I don't want to play that anymore.
Maybe just
That's
do
how you
that.
get practice.
That's how
Against
you,
computers who aren't that good.
Rank. Okay, then boost it up, my friend.
I think you can crank the difficulty up a little bit more.
Turn it up to 11.
Well,
Get
let's
your
try it out
arm-
right now.
You have to go up against their army.
Chris is like, how does this thing work without the base?
I don't know.
What do I do?
I could set up the screen and have the thing set up.
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the point.
Okay, well that's all for today. Thanks
I'm gonna
for
play some games.
thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining on this outdoor cast.
Yes, and sorry to Real Stunt Panda.
What did he say?
Yeah, what did you say?
3D is so bad.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Well, movies, yes.
oh, yeah. Probably. It depends on if it's overused or not.
And you guys know the main characters in Chappie are Die Antwoord.
They're what? They're a band, I know.
Oh,
They are a band.
cool. I didn't know that.
I've not seen Chappie, so yes.
I know they're a band.
If you
that's
ever
why I
come
think
back
it's
to
weird.
watch, so to Real Stunt Panda, I've
We've
followed,
answered your questions.
and I've
delayed.
also followed you on Twitch.
Sweet. We'll follow everyone. Social media.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of social media,
We got a Facebook page
and a Twitter page,
And a
and
Patreon.
Patreon.
and a Discord.
We don't have
So that's
Instagram
it.
yet.
We have a subreddit.
Subreddit's almost social
Do
media.
we?
We do,
We do.
because now our videos automatically post to our subreddit. Because I found a way. We can actually have all of our tweets show up on our subreddit too if it got down to it.
I feel like that could be a little spammy.
It's our subreddit. What do we care? We're the
Yeah.
mods.
I guess.
Yeah.
Report myself.
So. I download it. Not downvote it.
Downvote my own thing.
Giving yourself a low 5. On that note, come check us out later.
Later.
We do this stuff every week.
Yeah, and you can find a bunch of our stuff, information at barrelrollnews.com.
That's where you find links to all of our Facebook,
Twitters.
all the social media that we just name dropped.
Yup. You can also find our Patreon there with new exclusive rewards,
Go take a look at them.
like the pre-show where you get to watch us set up. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but we talk about really dumb things before the show.
Oh,
It's a
actually
little bit.
totally.
It can be a little R-rated too.
Yeah.
Let's
If
be
you
honest.
thought this was like already crazy and zany and off topic, you just wait till we start talking before the show.
You should see us. Yeah, sometimes we don't have clothes on.
At one point
Apparently.
today, yeah, that
a
was-
couple times.
a couple
actually.
times to
So
say.
really, you're just missing out.
Yeah, really, you are. Also, private Discord channels, which we do watch constantly, and private time to play with us and talk with us for real.
Share your comments with us.
Yeah, and you can actually talk to us while playing games. You can be like, "You guys aren't that good at podcast," and we're like, "Yeah, well, you're not that good at
A
microphone."
person.
Your microphone better.
Yeah, be a better microphone. Or if we're playing, Friday the 13th or something, we can just insult you in the game.
Things are exploded.
We're fine.
I'll name you after a Magikarp and then watch it die.
Wow.
That's how we treat our fans.
Only
ready-
if they make fun of us.
I'm running out of names, okay, guys? I'm at like 50 of them.
Oh my god, we should make that a reward on our Patreon. We'll name a Magikarp after you.
And
watch
let
it
it live.
watch it jump so high.
Yep.
It's gonna explode by every volt.
And you can start streaming every time you do Magikarp jump and make sure their name is tagged on it.
Oh, God.
Look out for that on our Patreon.
Yes.
Once we clean up this mess, because our green screen is very green today.
It's very real.
Yes, must take apart today. Or
It's just like
impending
real. It's
in-
just like real life.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well my computer will withstand the elements. Challenge accepted.
Okay,
With that, everybody,
we'll see you guys next time.
thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Faded.